Hello folks, today is Friday, August 19th, 2016. My name is Jake Baldino, as always here to talk about video games, stuff that happened this week, and it is a dark week for video games. But we got a lot to talk about, so let's get started off with everybody's favorite game, No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has been in the news for, obviously, a multitude of valid reasons, but most recently, Sean Murray has went on record to say even more things about the game that may or may not be true. Now the newest conversation is DLC and whether or not it's going to be free. Of course, many of you guys know No Man's Sky was originally on record to just have free updates and free DLC added to the game as a constantly updated game, often compared to something like the updates behind Minecraft. But then Sean Murray, in an interview with the Daily Star, sort of backpedaled that, saying eventually maybe there could be paid DLC because they can't justify doing things for free. The game's creator also recently downplayed the amount of issues players were having, giving it some random percentage of 1% of players actually having any issues, which I think is definitely not true, but that's just me. I'm just letting you guys know what's been going down and what's been said, but I think at the end of the day, you just need to decide that, believe it when you see it. But on a more positive note, Blizzard released a new animated short for Overwatch, this time covering everyone's favorite Bastion, and I gotta say, this is fucking really good. This is probably their best short work to date. I loved it. I thought it was great, so you should check it out. I linked it down below, as well as everything else I talk about this week. I know I said this was a dark week for video games, but I'm really starting with some of the stuff that I really like, and the thing to excite me most this week was a rumor that popped up on, NeoGAF, which, trust it or not. There's a rumor going around that they're making a new Splinter Cell, which, number one, that's incredibly exciting, but number two, the hottest part of the rumor says that Michael Ironside is reprising the role of Sam Fisher, which is this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard. Of course, it's a rumor, and of course, I'm immediately latching myself onto it because that's just something that I want to believe, but if that could be true, that could be the greatest thing ever. Fun fact, when Splinter Cell Blacklist released and they had the voice actor that kind of just was generic and lame, I was coming up with an idea to make a Kickstarter to raise money to hire Michael Ironside and record all the voices and then provide a mod to mod in his voice into Splinter Cell Blacklist. I didn't go through with it because I talked to some lawyers, and apparently you can't do that. Also, one of the coolest things to come out from the show floor at Gamescom was this new desktop arcade from 8BitDo. This thing has an incredible design. Look at the pictures. This thing is like made out of wood and beautiful glass. And every once in a while we like to just, lust about hardware and boom, this is it. All right, now let's get into the bad stuff here, okay? Gloves are off. Gloves are off. Metal Gear Survive. What the fuck is this?
You're gonna play it though.
I am gonna play it. That's the problem with this. Okay, before we even get into it, basically Metal Gear Survive is Konami digging up the grave of Metal Gear, dragging it through the mud, and making a survival zombie action game kind of spin-off. I don't know if this is gonna be a fully priced release, but it's just the perfect cynical game design. It is basically my worst nightmare of what I could imagine Konami doing with the Metal Gear franchise without Hideo Kojima come to life. It's just like, oh, what makes money? What kind of fucking game should we make Metal Gear out of? Oh, okay. Everybody's playing zombie survival games, so let's just do that. Because that's what we need, another one of those games. But yeah, like you said, I'm probably gonna play it because honestly, okay, they're using the Fox engine and it's using Metal Gear Solid 5's gameplay, which is great. So unfortunately, it's probably gonna be an okay game, like playing-wise. But as, I guess, like a butthurt Metal Gear purist fan, it just bothers me so much and I can't swallow it, because it's like, it's my lore. Get away from my lore! That's the thing though, I'm sorry, I don't want to shit on anyone who is excited for this because if you just play Metal Gear and maybe Metal Gear Solid 5 for the gameplay, maybe this is for you. But if you just really care about the Metal Gear franchise and what it is, me, Any other bad bit of news, at least for me personally, is the actual delay, once again, of Final Fantasy 15. I did not see this coming. I was gearing up, I was ready for this. It released at the end of September, and it's now been pushed to November 29th of this year, which is a very interesting date for video games. It'll be one of the last games to release for the holiday season, which last I remember that being a success was Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 was one of the last games to come out of that year, but it turned out to be completely awesome and almost a sleeper hit for a while. So I really hope that Final Fantasy 15 turns out to be good. It's been worked on forever, and there could be a million issues within that, but I'm really hoping that what we get is the polished final package. If you want, you can read into it a little bit more. Their reasonings behind delaying it is very interesting with a day one patch type of thing. It's kind of like a companion to the whole issue with No Man's Sky and the day one patch before it released. It's all very interesting how this new age of video game politics goes down. I linked some more info of it down there. Every once in a while, I would like to point out some cool tech here and there, and we haven't done it in a while, but we stumbled across this really cool projector that's pretty awesome. It's portable. It can last for like 3 hours on a battery charge, and it projects. Unfortunately, you know, projectors still aren't great. It's only 720p, but I think it's cool if you want to be like a portable type of gaming person. Yeah, of course, projectors aren't preferred, but this one's pretty neat. And I don't know if you guys missed a lot of this. A lot of this kind of got caught in the dust of Gamescom, but a bunch of new trailers released for a lot of cool games. Agony got a gameplay trailer, and it looks really actually pretty damn cool. Battlefield 1 got an incredibly impressive trailer that got me so hyped, and the beta's coming out this month, and I'm pretty hyped for that as well. And we got another kind of gameplay trailer for Resident Evil 7, and once again, it still seems like it's doing something that I'm not into as a Resident Evil fan, but it still looks interesting enough, and it looks like it kind of stands out from that crowded style of games. But check it out for yourself. I'm curious to see what you actually think. Also, just before I started recording this video, I don't know how much this is going to pan out, but apparently it was like a leak from some website in another language, but apparently there has been an outing of an upcoming Ezio collection of games for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so I guess it's safe to be assumed that it's a remastered version of Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, which could be cool. I'm into that. I'm always down for another reason to replay Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, so bring it on if it's real. I mean, come on, you really think Ubisoft was gonna get away without releasing an Assassin's Creed this year? Come on. Also, real quick, we gotta talk about it. I've been following the Olympics. I enjoy the Olympics despite not knowing anything about sports. And for the Olympic shooting competition, this Russian shooter is awesome. Her name is, and I'm totally gonna butcher this, Vitalina Batasarashikina. She won silver for the 10-meter pistol shooting competition, but the coolest part about her is that she rocks Witcher gear. She's got this thing on her eye that has the Witcher logo, and she also has a Witcher medallion at her waist, and I think that's the coolest fucking thing. I thought it was gonna be an Olympic athlete from Poland because, you know, the Witcher is like the pride of Poland, but it's cool to see this Russian girl really repping Kaer Morhen, you know what I mean? In an interview with Engadget, one of the higher-ups at Xbox, Aaron Greenberg, had a lot of interesting things to say about Project Scorpio and the console generation. I think you guys are gonna be interested. The biggest pull away from this interview was some of his statements on the seeming supposed end of console generations, and he explains how Xbox One Scorpio is basically Microsoft and Xbox betting that gamers are going to embrace the fact that console generations aren't going to be a thing anymore. But I think it's very interesting that he says that because he's saying that gamers are accepting that. I don't think that's the case. I think that's Microsoft accepting that and changing their business model. But it's very weird that he predicts that after this point, after Xbox One Scorpio, consoles are just going to be updated like yearly, like phones or something. He didn't use that analogy. I use that analogy because that's how it feels like to me, but he's directed it as like embracing more how PC gaming is always constantly moving forward. But PC gaming is, of course, upgradable hardware, whereas a Scorpio or a PlayStation Neo is going to be the new console that you buy, and then you're going to need to buy another one in a year or two. Just like, say it with me now, phones. I think it's a very scary future, especially if you don't have a lot of money to spend on these things. It's very interesting, so I linked it down below, and I really want to hear what you guys think about this one, because this is like the hot topic, at least for me. And last but not least, I don't know if you guys caught this, but PlayStation 4 is soon getting a major user interface update, which I think is very cool. Menus that overlay instead of take up the whole screen, like the share menu. But most importantly, folders. They're finally getting folder supports for organizing your games and apps, which is something I've been asking for a really long time. And I'm super pumped. Last week, I launched like an extra special giveaway for you guys for these bad boys, Just Cause 3 Collector's Editions. A lot of you guys entered, and I gotta say, a lot of you guys thought that these were fucking consoles. They're not. Silly. It's just big-ass Collector's Editions. Sorry if you thought you were gonna win an Xbox, you're just gonna win, honestly, a pretty good game. Last week, I asked you to win. You had to tell me what you would do with a Just Cause 3 grappling hook in real life, and I would choose the best answers. And the first winner is at the Supreme Memes, and he said, if I had a grappling hook, I would hook myself a better version of No Man's Sky. Oh! Second winner is at Arturo_Montez30, and he said, if I had a grappling hook, I would slide into girls' DMs. You are a hero, and you win. So those are the winner for the Just Cause 3 special editions. Thank you guys for playing. I guess I will slide into your DMs to get your details about how I can send it to you. But we gotta talk about the regular free video game giveaway we do every single week. There's a link below. You click it, you sign up once, you're entered forever to win a free game of your choice, because every single week I go in and randomly choose one person to win. This week's winner is Congratulations, you won a free game, so just let me know what you want. I'll email you, we'll figure it out, you'll get it. Also, over this coming weekend, the giveaway and the Q&A thing that I've been talking about on my channel will finally go live, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But I want to talk with you guys down in the comments how you feel about all the stuff we talked about this week, okay? Final Fantasy 15 delay. You think this game is just doomed? Is it gonna be dead on arrival, or what? How do you really feel about Metal Gear Survive? Do you think this is gonna be like a cynical cash grab like me, or are you not as much of a crazy butthurt Metal Gear fan? Also, let me know what you think about what we talked about with the new console generation and how there aren't going to be console generations. Is that a thing that you're into or not? Let's talk about any of that stuff down in the comments below. You know I'll be there. I'll also be on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Jake Baldino as well. And I want to hear what you're playing this weekend. But thank you guys so much as always for sticking around and hanging out. The Game Ranks Friday show is one of the most consistently viewed shows on the channel. I'm happy to have you here. But you guys know the deal. Clicking the like button helps me out so much. We really appreciate it here at gameranx. You guys are the best. And if this is your first time here, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.